Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to the Enough Said podcast. We are in season 5, episode 16. We got a lot to talk about this week. We got the Eagles Commanders review. We're going to update our Miro board and see if there's any teams that jumped in and out of contention. We got the predictions. We're going to talk a little Deshaun Watson. We're going to talk Marvin Harrison Jr., Caleb Williams. And we're going to have a little chat with Mike because he backed the 49ers. That didn't work. Then he backed the Steelers. That didn't work. Then he backed the Bucks. That didn't work. So we got to talk to Mike here about who he's backing. Trey, let's get it on.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Let's see who's Mike backing now. Who's he got in the background?
I am faithful to the Bay. I'm back to my squad. As you see, the grass isn't greener. I mean, I don't worry, I root for the Steelers, but I just said, look, you know what? I brought them bad karma ever since I said I would, back the Steelers a little bit. They went on a 3-game losing streak, lost first place in the division, in the playoffs. But now look, it's like they're gonna go out first round. So yeah, now I'm back to San Francisco. It's just ride it out.
Yeah, I gotta talk
to you. They're gonna kill Monday night. They're gonna kill Monday night. Detroit's out for blood. They're gonna try to run up the score so bad. I know them.
Mm-hmm. Well, they are injured. That's the good news. Detroit does not have a full arsenal. So
yeah, but they're not injured in all the keys. Like San Fran's injured in all the key positions. Detroit's like injured like on people that are like depth players to start with, other than Aiden Hutchinson. But they still got Amon Ra, they still got Gibbs, they still got Goff, who's playing pretty good. So yeah, no, did we lose Dre?
I don't know, but we'll keep rolling.
Oh my goodness.
Somehow we lost him, but we're still rolling. So, man, and Jermaine's going to be joining us a couple minutes here. He's running late. So, Flavor Flav clock is behind again. Did you take yourself out, Trey?
Yeah.
Anyway, we got a lot to talk about today. Yeah, Tomlin, a lot of people are putting Tomlin on the hot seat here in Pittsburgh. I don't think I'm ready to do that yet. I mean, he still had a good season, but a lot of people are saying they're getting stale with him. There's a lot of chirping going on in Pittsburgh now. So I don't know. We'll see. They had an article. We can talk about that maybe next week. A lot of the coaches that are on the hot seat, including Dougie P and Jacksonville. So
it has to be. Yeah.
Yeah, and you got the Giants, obviously, Dable. We got a whole bunch of people, who are on the hot seat as well. So even Miami's coach, they're saying, could be on the hot seat. So we take a look at him and see what's going on. But first, I have to get up this Miro board here. Let me pull up this Miro board here a second. And we got
wait a minute. Is there no intros?
No intros today, man. We're keeping it.
Wow.
Well, Jermaine's not here yet, and it's kind of like, so we'll get back to the intros, don't worry. But
okay.
I will have to say congratulations to myself on winning the fantasy football league. That was a tough one, man. Since nobody mentioned anything. I was like waiting for Mike.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can't believe that.
I still don't know how I won that.
Jonathan Taylor, man. We came out of nowhere. It's like the Titans just said, yeah, we got to help Sal out today. 55 points on like 5 players. Like, this is unreal.
Well, if we do it again next year, make sure Jermaine is not the commissioner.
Yeah, 15 seconds. But yeah,
I would say, man, that fantasy football was just whatever.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. I still don't know how. When I saw Saquon going off, I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting slaughtered. And then all of a sudden, Jonathan Taylor and Caleb Williams. I'll tell you one rule, guys. When you're playing fantasy football, you got to start your starters, because I was so close to pulling him out. You can't. You got to play your studs, man.
Yeah, I really wish you had played Stroud instead of Jay Daniels.
Well,
Daniels was nuts. Sorry, defense.
Yeah, well, I dropped him, and then I picked up what's the dude from the Bucks? Jesus, Baker. I picked up Baker, and I was ready to start Baker, and he didn't do bad. He got 21 points, but freaking Jalen Daniels just went off on the Eagles, which We'll talk about that in a second. I had a funny
Yeah.
feeling it might not
When
be.
I used to play fantasy football, the 10-man leagues and the $1,000 pools, it doesn't
Mhm.
matter because we had a Mickey Mouse one. It's always the top teams always gets bounced.
Yeah,
So
they
I
do.
was the top team. I got bounced in the first because my players didn't show up. So
It's
it's all
it's
luck, man.
it's what
Yeah.
happens. I had a great team a couple years ago, and same thing. I got bounced in the first round, and the week after, my guys lit it up. It's you don't know, man.
But
You
that's why I
don't
don't play
know.
no more, man. I'm done with that thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's honestly why I don't play, especially for money. Because I think
yeah,
I'm
you
out the
can't.
Yeah,
league.
I used to play them $1,000 pools and whatnot, man. I'm
Yeah,
done.
Mhm.
I just go spending money on FanDuel. I got better
Hey,
odds.
yo, FanDuel.
Yeah. And yeah, Hef is right. Jaden is picking up momentum at this point at the right time. We'll see if he can hold on.
You know what, Hef?
Um,
Honestly, Hef, I'm gonna call you out. You're too confident. Just stop.
oh,
Just
all
stop.
right, all right,
Just stop.
okay. We'll see what happens. Well, guys, KC keeps rolling. Can't take them out yet.
And
Listen. With KC,
trust
you're
me.
gonna have to put him up. You're gonna have to create another category. I'm sorry, guys. After what I
Man,
experienced this over the holiday, nobody's gonna beat him. I even mentioned that in our chat. You need to put
Yeah,
them up there to the Super Bowl. They're getting their third ring. Dynasty, break
I'm not.
history, three straight in a row.
I'm not ready to crown
The
them
only
yet.
team I can see
Mhm.
beating them is Buffalo. And
I
what
was.
that means,
Mhm.
that Kansas City is that means they're gonna meet in the AFC Championship. That means that if Buffalo beats them, Kansas City's not gonna get a ring. So that's not gonna happen. Kansas City's gonna win
Mhm.
it. I'm sorry, guys. Nobody can beat them.
Well, we'll find out, man. And I do think it's. I don't know. The Eagles. It depends now on what's going on, man, with the concussion, man. So we got Pickett starting today. Hurts is out, and Pickett's
They're
got hurt
still,
ribs.
yeah.
You
I
know.
mean, they're still there. It's just they have to win all out. That's why I titled my name down there. They got to win all out. They got to win the next 5 straight to be a Super Bowl champion. So
And here's the thing, like, and I said this last week, the defense reared its ugly head again, and everybody's like, "Oh, Kenny Pickett lost that game. See, they don't have Hurts, they lose." No, no, no,
mm,
no, no, no. Stop. Just stop. It had nothing to do with Kenny Pickett. All right, he
yeah,
didn't play bad. The defense couldn't stop anybody.
nope,
Had
nope.
nothing
yeah.
to do with Kenny Pickett. So stop the Hurts nonsense. Let's just put that to
Especially that
rest
last
right
drive.
now.
There you
That
go,
last
Have.
drive.
There you go, Have.
That
There's
Yeah,
last drive.
nothing to talk about, Have. All we said that the Eagles
Yeah.
defense didn't show up.
That
yeah,
last
That's
that
it,
last
Have.
drive was atrocious, man. And you
yeah.
just watching them go up and down the field on that last.
Mhm.
I was surprised. I was like, "Oh, they're gonna get a stop." I mean, they got to get a touchdown, and
Yeah.
it just made it look like it was just easy. I was like, "Wow." I mean, the only person that got taken out the game was C.J.
Yeah,
Gardner. You
yeah,
know,
He's
yeah.
another
I know.
one, you know. Man, don't even get me started on him. I know that's your boy, Mike, but Jesus,
Oh yeah.
but Sidney Brown, wasn't he supposed to play? I mean, he didn't look anything. And then the only other backup safety I think they have after him is that what's his name? Who was the cornerback who was terrible? Trash. What was his name? Oh my God, why can't I think of his name?
Bradbury.
Um, Bradbury, thank you. Trashberry.
Justin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
the only other safety they got. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, Cooper Dijon, he's been returning punts too much. I think he's getting used too much and getting banged up. And now they just put Covey on IR. So he's going to have to.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
Blankenship's not consistent. So
no, Blankenship played awful.
yeah,
So all right, but anyway, let's look at this really quickly here. I don't know, guys. What do you think about these folks?
the Ravens are dangerous. I have to say it. I was impressed, and now Lamar is in the hunt now with the MVP with
Mhm.
Josh Allen. Listen, man, in the AFC, I think the Ravens are the most dangerous team that can knock out some people on the AFC side of the playoffs.
We'll see.
I think Pittsburgh, Houston. Let's go to Houston. Houston put them. No. Denver's hot too. Denver's hot too.
Nah,
They're not as hot as the Ravens, but they could make some mess. But I will
I
say the Texans put them down.
I
Put
Texas
them
is
agree.
down
definitely a
there.
contender. Yeah. You got
Chargers
but
put them down there.
oh no. The Chargers
Chargers are
definitely are
good.
looking good.
Nah, man.
No,
I'll take
man.
Denver over Chargers.
Oh no. Oh heck no. Oh, the
Oh,
Chargers look strong. I can't. You know what I'm saying?
Well, then put Denver back up there. Then if he's saying Chargers,
Denver,
in my opinion,
Denver's had 2 chances to lock up the playoff, the number 7 seed, and both times they've lost. They're not for real. If they for real,
oh
man, they could have
they
already
for
gotten the
real,
playoffs.
man.
They
for
lost
real.
2 straight games. 2 games they should have won. Oh
Ah,
man, they're not trying to get in the playoffs. They're not for real.
I don't know, Mike. I don't know. I think Denver can still be a
Oh
contender.
man, Denver don't need to be in. They need to put the Bengals. If Denver wanted to be in, they would have beat the Bengals last night.
Okay, wait a minute. You
Hey,
brought
what's
the
up, Jermaine?
Bengals.
Yo,
Hey,
What up, Jermaine?
What up,
Okay,
Jermaine?
Mike,
put
you're
Washington
right.
as contender. Washington
Bengals are the
contender.
hottest offensive weapons that's with that record could come up there to be a contender. I agree with you on that with the Bengals. But
Well,
I'm saying I would take Bengals over Denver. What I'm trying to say,
Oh yeah.
and put Bengals up there next to the Chargers. You know, because I'm agreeing with you about the Bengals, and that will keep Denver where they are.
Washington has to be a contender. I've seen enough.
Yeah, Washington. Yeah, move Washington up there. Yeah.
Every time I think that they're gonna have a letdown, they don't let down. So they're up there.
Yeah.
Jermaine, what about your boy Russell Wilson? Not worth 3 first-round picks anymore?
yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. He's back to his old self. You know,
Yeah, he is.
back to his old self.
Yeah, back to Denver version. Yeah, he had some terrible interceptions in that game.
And the fumble going to the goal line. He fumbled the ball.
That's really what turned the game.
Yeah.
You guys got. I know Dre's gonna hate me. You got to put Baltimore at the cream of the crop.
Oh.
I don't know if they're cream of the crop.
Yeah.
No, we moved them from contenders to up there because you missed it. I was impressed with what I saw last week, and I think I'm repeating myself, but the Ravens are the hottest team right now that can take off any of those AFC team top seeds. I really do. I don't know about Kansas City, but they can take on Buffalo. I think they can. You know.
I
don't know. I feel like if you're putting Baltimore up there, then you got to put Minnesota up there.
Yeah.
No, not Minnesota.
We'll see what happens today.
Minnesota is this close.
I would put Green Bay. Then on the NFC side, Green Bay is the hottest team going in.
What going in where in the NFC?
No, the playoffs. Yeah, I mean they're dangerous. Yeah,
Minnesota is this close to number 1 seed. If they win out, they have the number 1 seed. I mean, that's silly.
Yep. All right. Well, let's leave it like this. We'll leave it like this for now. We'll see if we need to adjust. But a lot of moves today. Broncos and Bucks down, and moving Baltimore up as well as Washington and the Bengals. So we did shift a bunch of teams.
Sea Chickens and the Colts, and forget about it.
Sea Chicken, yeah, the Colts.
Jeez, there's a lot to forget about. It. My God.
Yeah, they're done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the playoffs are almost set, really.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Right
Broncos
now,
are pretenders.
I think the pretenders.
Ooh.
I told you guys, no, I disagree.
Ooh.
Man, they had 2 chances to get in the playoffs. To lock it down. They ain't trying to go. They're trying to lose. They're gonna get it because by the way the schedule works out, and the Bengals need a lot of help to get in the playoffs. They got to win out, and then they got to have some other stuff happen with
what
Miami.
What is the Bengals doing in the contenders? What is that?
Who's in the contenders?
The Bengals.
They're considered like with the most.
They got an explosive offense.
Right, they get explosive offense, so it can happen. I mean,
all right.
But look, I agree with Hef, Mike. Look, the Vikings are frauds. So
yeah, Vikings are frauds.
Vikings are frauds, man.
See what happens.
14-2, and they're frauds. I mean, you don't win 14 games being frauds, man. No.
Well,
look
what happened to us last year. Look what happened to us last year. Yeah, look what happened.
And Philly, exactly.
Yeah, but
frauds.
No, Minnesota has looked good. I mean, they got defense. The quarterback play has been solid. Come on, man. Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison have both stepped up, big time. No, that's a team I wouldn't want to play them. I don't care what anybody says.
Mike's seeing ghost again, just like Bucks. Mike's got to find another team now that the Bucks are out.
Just
Pittsburgh's playing like crap. His 49ers are hurt.
Mm.
Time
So what is
to
that
sit-
behind you? What is that behind you, Mike? Faithful
Faithful to the Bay. Yeah, it's 49ers saying FTTB.
okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's the Niners version of the HTTR that the Washington has.
Hey, you just
But-
all over the place, man. So you
Nah.
forget about Pittsburgh, and now you go back to San Fran. I mean, I thought
Yeah.
I thought you were just a
No,
100%.
I brought Pittsburgh bad karma by rooting for them. You know, meaning I said, hey, I'm gonna look for them. They lost 3 straight games. So I said I'm gonna do what's best for them. You know, it's not you, it's me. I'm doing this for us. You know, so yeah, Pittsburgh. You know, good luck.
Yeah.
But
I
no,
mean,
I
look
hope
at
they
that.
hope.
Look
I
at
mean, I
that,
want to say
guys.
Tomlin do well. You know,
Look at that. The Ravens are the hottest team in the AFC. They are. Packers.
Too
look at
many
Packers.
questions on defense. When the Ravens play better teams, their defense isn't going to hold up.
yeah. And Trey, you've said it this 1,000 times about Lamar. You know, when it comes into the big games, you got to see it. How do you have faith all of a sudden?
I think the X
Because
factor.
because he
You
actually
saw
had
against
he
the
had a
Texans.
complete game. He had a
Against
complete
the
game.
Texans, against a team that's about as incomplete as a term paper with no answers.
But
I mean,
that
it's like-
defense, Houston, you can't forget about Houston's defense. That's one of the top notch defenses in the league. So you know what I mean?
It ain't look like it that
To
day.
me,
Yeah, they ain't look. Yeah, but
that game, Lamar had a complete game.
he
had a
does it
complete
all
game.
the doggone time, and I love
Lamar,
Lamar.
look,
I stick
look,
up for him.
He doesn't
but
have a complete game all the time.
and
No
that's
way.
the
he
thing.
does
Lamar,
on Christmas.
it's not on Lamar all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Lamar had what 160 yards, 160 yards. What?
Well,
Look
and he
at
broke
200
Michael.
yards.
He broke
Look at
Michael
200
Vick's
yards
rushing
passing.
record too. He broke
Yeah,
Michael
under
Vick's rushing
200
record.
yards passing. So I'm telling you, Derrick Henry is the X factor of that offense.
Yeah,
I mean, for
143.
them to go deep,
I agree.
it's got to ride on. It can't go on Lamar because Lamar can't do it. It's got to be Derrick Henry. You got to ride Derrick Henry. You got to ride him.
And Flowers,
Yeah.
And Zay Flowers, yeah.
Mark Andrews.
Mark
Yeah,
time
no,
out, time out.
Isaiah
Wait.
Likely.
Ravens
Right
played
there.
Pittsburgh last Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care. I
No,
don't care
no,
about-
they played the Texans. The Chiefs played the Steelers because the Chiefs embarrassed them.
Why does it say
no, the
week
Ravens-
17 Houston? Today's week 17.
No,
Right
they
here.
played on Christmas Day. No, I'm pretty sure they played.
Well, Kansas
Um,
City played Pittsburgh. Okay,
Right.
never mind.
Yeah,
All right.
KC played
Never
Pittsburgh.
Never mind. I
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, because
But-
Beyonce was saying because the game was in Houston.
Hmm.
And the Rams, the Falcons, Jesus, man.
But look,
Yeah.
there you go. Half you down there, so you got outright win. So you gotta win, Commanders.
Man.
Well, they play tonight. They're the big game tonight.
Yeah,
Yep.
they gotta win
Oh,
outright.
Atlanta. Yeah, that's right. Is it Atlanta or is it in Washington?
It is in Washington.
It's in
yeah.
Washington.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all right, I'll stop sharing.
They
this.
got the night and they got flexed into it.
Mhm. All right, well, let's talk about some predictions, guys, since we're on that anyway.
Oh,
let's,
no. So real
what's
quick,
that?
I know you didn't do introductions, but I had one that I had to get off my chest.
Okay,
Oh,
go
boy.
ahead,
So
man.
since Jermaine is here, so Sal must have been on Santa's nice list because on Christmas Day he turned on Netflix and got to see K.
Oh, man. Wow.
That's a
Wow.
good one. Yeah.
I turned on the game. I said, "Who's?" It said Kay Adams. I said, "Oh, I know Sal must be sitting there sweating."
Oh.
having it."
I do not have Netflix, but I need to get it now, apparently. So,
Jeez.
but
Well, that was like a comment, man. That's it. You ain't gonna see
yeah, I
again,
like it,
so.
though, Mike. That was a good one. I like it.
You ain't gonna see it again, man.
yeah, that was a
that's
rare
another
sighting.
thing. You know, all
Worth
these
the show.
freaking games on ESPN Plus, Netflix, Amazon. This is starting to irritate the hell out of
Oh,
me.
it's
man.
getting worse.
All
It's
about
getting
money.
worse.
I mean,
Amazon's got a playoff game.
Yep.
Jesus,
Peacock's got a
man.
playoff game.
Yep.
This is ridiculous, man. It's
Yeah.
like you can't, like, what are you supposed to buy? Like, all these games are on all these different streaming services. It's just, it's a joke.
So,
man.
the answer to that is buy all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
It's a
Bundle.
joke,
That or
man.
find you one of them little Cody boxes that jailbreak the fire stick. So you can, I'm not advocating that, just saying.
All right. Sal watching Kate Abs. Yeah, man, she's popping up now all of a sudden. All right, so let's get into the games today really quickly. Let's talk about that Atlanta at Washington game. Guys, there's a new quarterback in town in Atlanta. and it's not who you think it is down there, guys. So what is going on, Jermaine, down in Atlanta? So I mean, all of a sudden,
they're kind of hush hush down here. You know what I mean? I mean, they are quietly excited about Pendix. You know what I mean? Taking over and stuff. So, well, I haven't really hearing no really like, yeah, we're doing this, we're doing that. Everybody's just keeping subtle, and I think the reason why is because they're getting ready for they're getting geared up for Georgia. You know what I mean? So it's like this is Georgia. This is this is Bulldog country down here. You know. Atlanta takes second and third seeding back here, so that's why they really haven't said anything and whatnot. So, but yeah, this is Bulldogs country. That's all I see at work and everything. Bulldogs this, Bulldogs that, and stuff like that. So, but they're quiet. They like Pendix. You know what I mean? They like him. Let's see what they could do. Let's see what he could do. Let's see how he rolls. This is what you picked him for. You know?
I think it's like what you said with Henry. It's going to go through Bijan Robinson. I can't go through Peanut.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that too. Because he's having a good season as well. I mean, very quiet because Saquon and Derrick Henry is sucking up the headlines and whatnot. But Bijan is having he's having a good season. So
that defense for Atlanta I don't like, but we'll see what happens. And Jermaine, your boy Covey's on injured reserve. Damn, man, we were talking about that earlier again.
Well, Covey's not going to be back next year, man. I mean, we just, get that reef that you had, Mike. You know what I mean, and put it around me and Sal's background. Yeah, but Brent's not coming. He's not coming back. He's not. Yeah,
So who you liking this one? You going with the Bulldogs down there, or are you going with Washington? And watch, you got Hef on the show listening.
Yeah, so what? So what? Still love you, Hef. I mean, but at the same time, I think Washington's playing. They got their confidence, and they won the Super Bowl last week against Philly. You know what I mean? So they got the little confidence up and stuff. But I see them playing this. I see them playing this right this game. They're gonna pull it out. They'll win this. They'll win tonight.
All right, Dre.
No contest. Washington's gonna win.
All right.
They actually got a better rushing ranking than Bijan. They're ranked fourth, and Atlanta's ranked 13th. Only thing my problem is though, Hef, your running back can't hold on to the ball. So he needs to stop fumbling. So
Eckler's not playing again either.
He's got it.
Eckler's not playing?
Nah.
Yeah, he's got to wrap it up. And then I think also get old veteran Zach Ertz involved.
I'm looking forward to Pendix and Jay, going against each other. That's going to be a good match. I mean, they're two. I believe they're two top-notch quarterbacks. That's got a lot of future ahead of them and stuff. So it's interesting tonight to look at those two. Yeah,
I'm taking Washington.
The future.
Yeah, but Brian Robinson Jr.'s got to hang on to the ball. That's right. I had him on my fantasy team, dropped him. Yeah, he's got to hang on to that thing. Mike, who you like?
Oh yeah, I got Washington. Yeah, I think
all right.
Washington is just coming into them, into themselves right now and have a good thing going. I think Penix. Look, I mean, he's still a rookie, and I know Jalen's a rookie too. But Jalen is a rookie also, but he's at least been playing the whole entire season, so he's got a chance to get better. Penix hasn't been playing this whole season, and I know the Raheem Morris was kind of like, well, we can't do any worse than Kirk Cousins, so let's put in the rookie. But nah, he's gonna come down to earth real fast. I think Washington's gonna do it tonight. So I think I don't think it's gonna be close.
Yeah.
Well, I was right about the Eagles last week losing, and I'm going to be right this week when Atlanta beats Washington because I think Washington had their big game last week. I think they're up for a letdown this week. I think they put everything on the line last week. I think they're going to come out flat. So I think it's going to be Atlanta this week. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I do think Atlanta is going to find a way to pull this out this week. I think they shot their load last week, man. That's it. So we'll see what happens with that one. All right. Especially with the game being the game is in Washington, but I still think Atlanta is going to pull this out somehow. All right. Let's get to some of the weaker games, and we'll get to some of the bigger ones. Detroit at San Francisco. I know what Mike's going to say on this one. Jermaine, well, let's just put it out there. Anybody think that San Francisco is going to win this game? We won't waste too much time.
No, you should just be asking, what do you think the score is going to be? What's the over?
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
I got
rooting-
44-13. You know,
Hey, you saying everybody that's not rooting? I'm giving San Fran a shot. Is it going to be
Okay.
in San Fran or Detroit?
it is in San Fran.
It's in
I'm
San
giving
Francisco.
San Fran a shot. I
Okay.
mean, for them to be spoiler
Right.
makers. I mean, that'll help us, as far as getting back into that number one seed conversation again. But I'm gonna give San Fran a shot. I'm gonna give him a shot. I'm gonna give him a
Okay.
shot.
Alright.
You know,
I'm being a realist. I would love to see it, but
yeah,
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I'll give him a
nah,
shot.
that team is just too.
Mhm.
It's still that they still got too much talent on that Lions team in the spots they needed. Offensive line is still strong, and they still got their the receiver threats and stuff. With Jameson Wilson finally coming up to himself.
Oh my
Uh,
God.
I Yeah, I mean, if our offensive line was better, I would have a lot more faith in San Francisco. But our offensive line is so bad. I don't know what happened. I mean, it's like Trent Williams got hurt, and the rest of it, other than Dominique Pooney, they got to replace the
Mhm.
whole damn thing. It's that bad. I don't know how it got that bad that fast, but it did. So that's why I can't pick them because the offensive line is just not good.
Is Warner playing or no?
Yeah,
He's playing.
Greenlaw's not playing.
Greenlaw's
though.
not
Greenlaw's,
there.
yeah,
They shut him.
Greenlaw.
They finally shut
they
him down.
Yeah, they shut
Yeah.
him down for the season.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And Dallas shut down CeeDee Lamb for the season too. We'll talk about that
Yep.
later.
Mhm.
All right, guys. This one only because I just want to see what Mike picks. Carolina at Tampa. Carolina's been playing teams tough, guys. They've had a couple of close ones. Any chance the Bucks lose this one today?
They should have won the
There's a
first one.
chance.
Right.
Carolina should have won the first game.
Yeah, I would say there's definitely a chance because that last
Yeah.
one, if it wasn't for that fluky fumble,
They should
the
have won.
Bucks will win. But
Mhm.
at least I'm picking the Bucks. But the Bucks losing to Dallas really hurt, man. That was
Mhm.
the game they needed to win. And
Yeah.
I hate to see the Falcons get in the playoffs because I just don't think they're going anywhere. I don't think they're good at all. And I know the Bucks aren't really good, but they're more exciting and have more potential to upset somebody than I think the
Mhm.
Falcons do. But I think the Bucks lost their opportunity, man. I think they blew it in Dallas.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens if they can pull it out today. It could be that maybe Atlanta will have to come to Philly, but who knows? You never know. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Two big games today. We got the biggest one, probably Green Bay at Minnesota is the biggest game left,
Yeah.
guys. This is a tough one. So let's start with Jermaine on this one. Green Bay at Minnesota. You seeing Ghost, Jermaine?
No, I'm not seeing ghosts. I mean, I'm a well, conditioned guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My eyes are fine, so
Mhm.
nah. But I'm looking at Green Bay winning this game today. I mean, like Dre said, I give it to them. They're hot. They are hot. You know what I mean? They are one of the hottest teams going into the playoffs and stuff. So I mean, I don't know, because they beat New Orleans. They shut them out last week, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, so that's nothing. So, but no, at the end, I think I have Green Bay pulling this out.
Yeah, Rattler got rattled, man. He was terrible.
Yeah.
All right, Trey, who you got in this one?
I got Green Bay.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. I'm seeing the Green Bay in the playoffs from last season. So they're hot, man.
They're getting hot at the right time. Yep.
They're getting hot at the right time. Jordan Love is looking like he's automatic. I think Sam is going to start throwing more. He's going to throw some interceptions. You're going to see Sam Darnold from the Jets today.
It's not really Jordan. It's Josh Jacobs. That's the one that's really
Josh Jacobs.
It's Josh Jacobs. I was just like,
nice.
man. And like I said, he's another running back that's underneath the radar because you had Saquon and Derrick Henry taking all the headlines and stuff. Yeah, Josh Jacobs, man, he's tearing it up.
Josh Jacobs is a beast, man. When he left the Raiders and come over to here, man, he's a whole you see him back when in his first year, 2 years. He's on point.
Yeah.
And I like Green Bay's defense too. They're ranked fifth in the league, so they're pretty good.
All right, Mike. If you're not seeing Ghost either,
No, I'm taking the Vikings. I'm telling you,
Oh,
like
you are seeing
and
ghosts. All
San
right.
Antonio, they'll show you, that I think they're
All right.
gonna get the 1 seed. I think they really are. I think they're gonna win
Woo.
out and take it.
Man.
The 1 seed.
That's what they have to
Yeah,
do. They have to win out to get the 1 seed.
yeah, because they play the Lions the
They
last
played the
game of the
Lions
year.
last game. Yeah,
You
yeah.
took too
Yep.
much
And it-
NyQuil. You must got
We'll
too much
see.
NyQuil.
Y'all
Something
got
in
too
it.
much faith in turnover. What's his name? Jordan
Mhm.
Love, man. I'm
Yes,
telling you. I mean,
it's not his best season. I agree, but he's peaking at the right
they're not
time.
bad. I mean, they're a good
Yeah.
team. They're really, really good. They could beat anybody. But I just think
Mhm.
Minnesota's been slept on too much this year. And y'all said they're frauds, but I'm telling you, I think there's
They're gonna
something
have to
solid there. I think
play that type of game from last a couple weeks ago, where both wide receivers had over 130 yards passing and receiving.
Mhm.
So what's the name?
Justin
He has to
Jefferson.
throw. No, the quarterback. He got through 5 TDs. Man.
Darnold.
I just
Arnold?
it's gonna it's just like he put up the performance when both his receivers had 130 yards. So
Yeah, this one's tough, guys. I like both teams a lot. Like Minnesota's at home. That's probably the only reason why I'm gonna jump off the bridge with Mike here, just because Minnesota's at home and their defense might be able to get enough to stop Green Bay. But I like Green Bay a lot. I think it's gonna be close. I wouldn't be surprised if Green Bay won. I do like Jordan Love. He is hot. He's accurate. He throws a good ball. We talked about the running game already with Jacobs. So I mean, Green Bay's defense is not too bad either. So it's going to be a really good game regardless. So I'll go with Minnesota only because they're home on this one. They do play a lot tougher at home. I think if it was in Green Bay, it'd be the other way. But like both teams a lot there. All right, and of course, it's Kenny Pickett time, guys. Here we go.
KP,
Yeah,
KP in the house.
with bruised ribs and all.
Yeah, he's got bruised ribs,
He's
yeah.
gonna give it all with the flap jacket on, and he's gonna. Have saying his girl thinks that Darnold is a fraud. Ooh, all right.
Darnold's playing for money. I don't understand.
Man.
That dude's seeing the big check, man. He ain't trying to throw it away now. He knows his payday's coming, so that dude's
Mhm.
motivated.
Yep. The Enough Said light is nice. Thanks, Hef. Shout out to my sister who got that one. There might be some settings on it. I got to figure out some to get different colors or whatever. I'll keep playing with it. Just kind of put it up before the show. But yeah, it was a Christmas gift, and appreciate that, Hef, man. So good stuff for sure. Well, Jermaine, was a tough one last week for the Eagles. Tough loss. That last play, a little bit of a false start. I want to talk about the officials at some point too, not just in that game.
Jesus.
The officials in a lot of games have been awful. But that last touchdown, it was a clear false start. I mean, that guy was in motion like way before Daniels even moved.
Yeah.
But whatever, that didn't cost them the game. I'm not saying that, but holy smokes, Jermaine, the officials have been awful in a lot of different games.
A lot of games, Sal. You're absolutely right, man. It's just like you're putting the game in the hands, or the refs are taking over the game, and deciding the game, which is freaking ridiculous.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't just last week. I just couldn't believe what I was just like, wow, really? But with that being said, I mean, I'd rather see them lose last week. And they probably should have won, because when Jalen went out, you could see that the whole game just changed dramatically.
Yeah.
So I mean, the defense was still there. They played 3.5 quarters. You know what I mean? They got gas. They got gas.
They got gas.
They got gas. They got a chip on their shoulder, Sal. You know what I mean? They're pissed off. They know they had no business losing that game. That's okay. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather see them lose this game instead of just they're running the table, and then all of a sudden you get bounced out of the first round or the second round of the playoffs. Get it out of your system. Get everybody healthy. But today it's KP time, baby. It's KP time. Kenny's going to show some people what the heck is going on while he was a first-round pick. KP's going to throw 2 touchdowns a day, no interceptions. Saquon's probably going to get about 75, 80 yards because they're going to load the box. They're going to make Kenny beat him. And AJ's going to just feed me the ball. Feed me the ball. You know what I mean? And Devontae's got a chip on his shoulder when he dropped that damn ball. Any other time, 99.9% of that time, he'd have caught that ball. He'd have caught it. and it would have been a touchdown. We're not talking about this. You know what I mean? So yeah, KP time all day. Saquon, I'm looking at. He's probably going to come up short with this rushing record. I'm just because if Jalen was in there, let's just be honest. Jalen was in there, he probably would have had 200 yards rushing last week against Washington. He probably would have had it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think he's just
the RPO is so effective.
it's just
with
going to come up.
Jalen.
He's going to come up short.
Yeah.
Rest these players next week. You know what I mean? Get
It's
ready
the Giants,
for number 2 seed. Let's get ready. And let's just run this table. Let's get to the bowl. That's all. But yeah, I got the Eagles.
Kev says Kenny Pickett. So yeah, Dre. Is Kenny's ribs going to hold up? He's had a full week to practice with the first team.
I'll put that up there. So it's a challenge. Our identity is a run first team. You know, we're second in the run in rankings, and we're last in passing. We're 32nd in passing. So this is a true test for Pickett to actually get it out there to AJ Brown and Dallas Goedert. No, he's out. Dallas
Without a doubt.
Yeah, he's out. So the other guy and everybody else.
Grant Tarantula or whatever his name is.
Listen, I agree with Jermaine. Yeah, we should have won last week, but it didn't happen. I want to see more touches with Gainwell and Saquon, and then get Kenny comfortable in the passing game by getting the run game going. Yeah, Jermaine, you're right. They're gonna load the box, but they're gonna have to figure a way how to pull it out. And I say they're gonna win. They're gonna beat Dallas.
First play of the
Dallas
game.
is good though. Dallas got some nice weapons, man. They got Turbin. They got Dow.
Yeah.
They got the Titans okay, and I gotta say Cooper Rush was pretty decent. But
11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
Yeah, and CeeDee Lamb is shut down, so we'll see how it goes on their side. But I say Philly got the win.
Yeah, they're not going to lay down. Dallas is definitely not going to lay down. They want this game. They want this game. Yeah. So Philly got to understand that. They won last 4 to 5 last games,
something like that.
Yeah. So they're not going to lay down.
Mike, a lot going on in Big D. No CeeDee Lamb. Is it going to be enough?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the difference. Is that there's no CeeDee Lamb, so I don't think they got any kind of threat. Turnovers is probably the only way that I think the Eagles could lose if Kenny Pickett turns the ball over. But aside from that, no, I think the Eagles are going to win this one. I won't say convincingly, but I think they'll win, enough and then be able to rest. And I hate to say you're going to look forward to games, but I think that rematch with Watson in the playoffs is the game I'm looking forward to. I think that's going to be a scary rematch, man.
Yeah. Well, we got the Giants next after this one. So if Detroit or Minnesota wins today and the Eagles can't catch them, Eagles will probably rest a lot of people.
It's going to be. I think it's that 2. I think it's going to be the 2-7. And I think Watson's going to be that 7 seed. So I think it's coming down to that big matchup in Philly playoff. That's going to be exciting stuff, man.
I always said, that was my concern with this mobile quarterback. And I thought Lamar was going to do a better job than what he did when we played against Baltimore. But see how we have problems with the mobility quarterback. It's just that scares me. 85 yards that Jaden Daniels had on the 9 carries? Yeah, that's a concern. That's a concern, man. That's a concern.
Yep. Well, forget scary. It's more scary to watch Jalen run over the field. So we'll find out.
Yeah.
But Eagles will have some healthier players back at that point. CJ will be back in there, but let's see what happens.
Yeah.
It'll be exciting, man. I hope that is the matchup that happens. That's really, for all the marbles kind of game. And that's not even the Super Bowl. That's just to get out the first round of the playoffs.
Exactly.
That's going to be an intense game, man. I can see the trash talk coming a mile away.
Yeah, and everybody's like, first round bye is great, and it is. But sometimes too, it can be a curse. You can really lose your momentum. So if Eagles play a game like Washington, where they got to come out and play in that first round, everything, it's just going to keep their momentum up, and it's going to keep them moving.
Yeah.
You get Jalen on another week rest. Slade's been banged up. You get him healed up. You
Yep.
get some of those linebackers who have been beat up a little bit. Give them an extra week of rest. So I think the Eagles, especially if that 2-7 game comes up, like you guys are saying, they're definitely going to rest some players next week, and probably Hurts. We won't see him again till the playoffs. I would imagine.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
Yeah.
and maybe
Yeah.
not even Saquon. Who knows? And
At this point, if he gets like 95, if he don't hit 100, yeah, you got to sit him down next week. You know, or if he gets 125, 130, yeah, you got to think about it, but he's only 268 yards away from breaking the record. But if he doesn't come close to that this week, yeah, you're right, Sal. You got to sit him down. You got to sit him down.
Yeah. And Eric Dickerson comes out. He's like, yeah, he's not going to beat it. We'll see.
Yeah.
If it comes down to the 2-7 Washington, and I'm looking at the camera, I'll tell Hef, let Daniels put his coat back on. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
like
you
this
just
mobility,
know if
man.
y'all don't win that game, you will never hear.
Yeah, oh my God.
It will be. Hef will be sitting there. Hey, let me
We'll-
on the show.
we'll
Let me
win
on the
that
show. Let me on the show.
We'll win that
I need to
game.
get.
I'm taking a couple weeks off, man. That's it.
Nah.
Can I just say, like, if we do have that, can we get Tony and Hef for a watch party if that does happen?
Oh
We
my
have the
God.
That'd be
two-
fun. That'd be fun, Sal.
Yeah, we gotta get Tony and Hef in for a watch party
All
on
right, so
that.
this watch party, how does this work? I mean, everybody's
It's like-
watching the game from their screen, right?
Well, like right now, like we're doing right now. And
Okay, but you're watching it. You're watching the game too, right? At the same
Yeah.
time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. See, I can't do that because I'm on such a major delay. I mean, either you
Well,
guys
what
are behind me,
so am I.
or
I'm a
you,
major
somebody's
delay,
ahead
too.
of me. I can't do that.
Well, I'm a major delay too, but what I did was when KD was sharing his screen, I just turned off my TV and just watched
Yeah,
it through there.
and he streamed the game right on our.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
you streamed the
okay,
game.
all right, okay, I got. Yeah, that's why I was
Jermaine,
wondering.
I was like a halftime show back.
Yeah,
It was
yeah, he
like
was. He was
ridiculous.
great part. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, I can't. They're like, oh, like, what? Oh man, come on, yeah. So
I'm like, I'm still in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Like, what? I'm
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
So we'll have to stream it, but yeah, we definitely gotta, we're gonna have to do that. See if Tony's available, Mike. Maybe you can reach out to him, see if he's available.
Okay. Yeah,
And,
I'll certainly will.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, you all made fun of me when we lost during the last watch party. And we went in y'all high. We did. We were tearing up.
Yeah.
F was mad. He was walking off the
ripping
screen.
That
Yeah.
fourth down play, boy. That was the
That
play.
fourth
yeah.
down play. Yep.
Yeah, he was hot.
Yeah. But getting back to the game today, yeah, I
Okay.
do think the Eagles will get it right today. I think they'll wind up beating Dallas. I agree with you guys. I don't think
Whew,
Dallas
thank
is
you,
going to
Sal.
lay down, but yeah, I do think the Eagles will pull this one out today. They activated a couple people. There are a couple people on their roster now. So Shipley has a concussion, so they pulled another running back in, and then Ian Brock came up as well. They put him to the active roster as their third quarterback. So a couple moves by the Eagles this week. A couple guys who are hurt. Shipley's big because he's good on special teams, but he'll be back. He's a good rookie running back. And Ian Brock is not bad either. He's all right.
Hey Sal, guess what time it is?
Uh-oh. What time is it?
It's Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Yeah, it could
He's
be.
playing today, man. Yeah, N'Kobe's out.
Yeah.
N'Kobe's out, so it's between.
Mhm.
I forgot the one linebacker's name.
Yeah.
Scott's gonna get some time today, so
There you
I'm
go.
curious to see how he does.
Mhm.
In that linebacker, because I think Bond
Mhm.
has the he has the mic. He's got the mic position. So yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So
All right, cool. Good games today, guys. It all starts. Eagles got flexed up to 1:00 today, so they're the early game. And yeah, I think everyone's gonna be watching Green Bay, Minnesota. That'll probably be the big one tonight. All right, guys. Another thing happened this week. Let's talk about Deshaun Watson. So the Browns say they want to keep him. They redid his contract. Here we go. It's going to give them more, they say, ability to manage his contract in 2026, which means it sounds like they're just going to take the hit. But what is going on with Deshaun Watson, man? Like, why are you keeping like? Is this guy worth keeping around at this point? He's got 96 guaranteed no matter what. He's getting 96 million.
Nope.
So for what? I don't know, guys.
If I was Cleveland, go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say I'm not sure if they have a lot of choice. I mean, they could take the hit now, or I think they could still take the hit, but they restructured the contract to take the hit later. So I still think they're going to try to find some way of getting someone to challenge him for that job. I can't give it to him. I guess in the draft, they'll have to get somebody.
Bring Sam Darnold in.
There's no quarterbacks in the draft. It's all offensive linemen. Outside of Sanders, there's really not much quarterback-wise.
The Moore kid sat out. Was it the Bet kid from it Georgia? I think it is.
Well, he's got two turntables and a microphone. So
there's some people that are coming in. So
sorry, I just had to throw that in there.
Wow.
So, or like you said, maybe it is a Sam Darnold. Someone that you have to pay Sam. So I don't know if you're going to pay two quarterbacks, but I don't know, man. You can't go in this next season with Deshaun Watson as your hope, man. You're just your fans are going to just throw batteries at you. I mean, you got to do something.
That goes back to how you feeling now, Mike. Any regrets on letting Baker go now in Cleveland?
I mean, no. I mean, it was just Baker would. There's just some teams that you're never going to become who you are if you stay there, and it's like being in New York. I mean, Sam Darnold, if he stayed a Jet, he would never be who he is today. He had to leave. And Baker had to leave Cleveland. I mean, it's a lot better coaching, a lot better just everything that he's got in Tampa now. So no, I don't think there's any regrets. He would never be, just some places that players just go to die, and Cleveland's one of those places.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Hef is like, tons of seniors coming in the draft, but nobody bringing hype. There really isn't. It's all linemen this year. If you need an offensive or defensive lineman, this is the draft for you. And I think next year you're going to see quarterbacks.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Hef also brings up a point that I know you're going to get into, Dre, and that's about the hype, and about these guys, that got the names, because they look good in college, or at least seem like they look good in college, but they're not really NFL ready.
Nope.
Yeah. So let's talk about a few of them. I know, Dre, you brought up Caleb Williams. A couple of names: Brendan Rice, Luke McCaffrey, C.J. Stroud, LeBron, hit or miss. All these guys. I know Hef wants to talk about LeBron.
This is not the show. This is not the show.
But Caleb Williams, Dre, what do we do with this guy now? Is this just kind of a first-year struggles, and then similar to what's going on in Carolina, and then he comes back? I don't know.
I'm not the struggles. It's more of like he's number one pick. He's not playing like a number one pick. Like the hype, you know what I'm saying? And Josh and Jaden Daniels was third. He should have been first, I got a list here. Like, we're talking about these top quarterbacks. Drake May was the second pick, the top number 2 quarterback pick, and then Jalen Daniels third. JJ McCarthy was fourth, and then Bo Nix was fifth. Bo Nix is better than McCarthy, but he's up there with Jake Daniels. Jake Daniels should be number 1. Drake May these guys to me, man, like I just say Caleb Williams the bust. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, why would you have these guys so hyped because of what they've done, and I don't see them being better. Like, to me last year, like C.J. Stroud came out flying, blazing, he's the one, like Jermaine says, he's he's having a sophomore slump, blah blah blah. But I thought that I thought Stroud was the better. Like, he was worth his pick. Is what I'm trying to say. He's worth his pick. Let's go all the way back. Like, to me, the hype is like everybody got caught up in the Patrick Mahomes type thing, because Patrick Mahomes came straight out and threw like 5 touchdowns his first game, and then he never looked back. You're not gonna get all those quarterbacks all the time. So stop hyping up Caleb Williams. Jalen Daniels should have been first, and all that. And even Bo Nix should have been topped up there. Like, I think the hype is overdriven what these guys are. And I'm just tired of seeing it over and over. That's basically my opinion. What I'm trying to say.
Let's look at what you're saying, because I agree with you to a point, Trey. But let's look. My thing is, I tell you about the draft. I'm not watching the draft anymore because I feel as though it's just overrated, because you get a whole bunch of talent and all that stuff, and then when they get into the NFL is just another monster. You know what I mean? And then you
Yeah.
just get sucked up and into it, and then you never hear from him again. But go back to Caleb Williams. I mean, you said Jaden Daniels, you said Bo Nix. These guys have foundations. Chicago don't have a damn foundation at all. I mean, just think about it.
Mhm.
If you look at Jaden Daniels, Dre,
Yep.
and switch him, if you put Jaden Daniels in that Chicago offense and put Caleb in that Washington offense, what are we still talking about this whole situation? Or Bo Nix? You know what I mean? Because those guys have good coaches, strong coaches.
exactly.
Caleb has no coach. He has no coach, and
Yeah, they
that's
fired
just
him.
my thing. If you switch, those guys. If you switch them around, then what we be talking about? Say Bo Nix went to Chicago. Then we talking about Bo Nix. This is what I'm saying. It's all about a foundation of a team. And it's
Mhm.
all about the coach. I mean, Sean Payton found his man. He might have found the next Drew Brees. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jane Daniels, same thing. For years to come. I'm not necessarily giving up on him yet. I'm not putting him in there with a Jamarcus Russell or
Yeah,
something like
well,
that. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
let's see what Chicago. I don't know. Let's see what Chicago does because that's a mess over there. It's a mess. And then
Well,
all
they-
back to that game when they didn't call a timeout, you knew it was just a whole mess. From
Yeah.
the top, So I'm curious. I just want to see.
Yeah.
'Cause I think Caleb has the talent. But
I think the other thing is that a lot of times we get caught up in rookies coming in
Yeah.
and making a splash. And the whole deal is that you draft these guys with the expectation that they're going to develop into something over time. That it's great if they show up in the first year and are excellent, but if they're 1 year a hit and then 4 years of not being a hit, then that's really what the bust is. If you got a guy who's all right in his first year and then the next 3-4 years going on, he's just getting better and better and better. Someone like me, like Amon-Ra St. Brown, who was a pretty high pick, but he wasn't immediately a flash, but now he's one of the best receivers in the league. So I haven't given up on Caleb, and Caleb's foundation definitely was wrong. I mean, the Bears did it wrong. They've done it wrong 3 times in a row now with quarterbacks in the first round and firing their coaches and stuff. And coaching makes a difference. I mean, Jalen Daniels has Cliff Kingsbury as the offensive coordinator. Cliff was a quarterback guy. He was a college guy. He understood everything about the transition from going to college to going to NFL and helping to coach Jalen up. And Jalen had 5 years of college experience on top of that. So he already had a good foundation even coming in. So there's a lot to it. But yeah, I know this conversation started because we were talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. and how he did. And it's like, well, look, I mean, he's got Kyler Murray, who's not really the most dynamic quarterback for throwing the ball. He's talented, but running routes in the NFL is a lot different. Learning offenses in the NFL is a lot different than what he came up with. And then all this, and it's just tougher. You are playing against the best of the best. I mean, we talk about these guys being trash sometimes, but still, they're still in an elite group. There's 500 players, and they're all the best players in the world. So it's the best on the best. So it takes a minute. So it's hard for me to say any of them really are a bust right now. I mean, you guys were hard on Jalen Carter last year. It's like, yeah, that Georgia guy, man. I mean, I was kind of a pick. He couldn't hold up. He lost his stamina. Look at him now. He's like almost the second coming of Aaron Donald right now. I mean, that guy's a beast. So it takes time.
Yeah, well, to your point, Mike, we can talk about Justin Fields leaving Chicago and going to Pittsburgh. He couldn't win the starting job from Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh either. It's that foundation. He just
took the words in my mouth.
Yeah, he just
Trevor
doesn't
Lawrence.
have it.
Trevor Lawrence is supposed to have one of the best quarterbacks. Dougie P and all them. Trevor Lawrence is a bust.
Mhm.
Now you see. Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean,
Trevor Lawrence is a bust. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I believe that.
Well, he got off to
remember Tebow? Tebow was a bust.
Who?
Tebow. But like Trevor Lawrence, problem with him was that his foundation got off to a bad start to start with, and I don't think he ever came any of that. It never got better. They're starting out with Urban Meyer, and that you can't start these guys off in a lot of turmoil. Like Bryce Young, in Carolina,
Oh
turmoil.
my God.
They fired
Yeah.
coaches right off the bat. Trevor Lawrence had Urban Meyer, and they had to fire him midseason. So then that was a waste of a year.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams, waste of a year almost because of the trash they did in the Bears, firing 2 coaches and not. I mean, you can't have that turmoil with these young quarterbacks, no matter how high they come rated. They're still kids. They're still 21, 22 years old. They they don't know nothing yet about being leaders of a whole entire franchise yet, and that's what we're asking them to do. But they're young, so you got to have some kind of foundation for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Along, it's hard. Like when you draft players, they say quarterback is one of the hardest positions because of those intangibles that you just mentioned, Mike. A lot of it is just how do you lead a team. They do all those tests. You heard all the tests of the NFL, runs on these guys and everything like that. But again, that's just on paper. It's really how do they interact with these guys in a huddle? How are they when the chips are down or they're getting beat up and they need to come back? Can they do that last drive? You find out who they are when you get them in the game. And I say to Caleb Williams, stop painting your nails, stop the nonsense, get in there and play your game.
I knew that was coming.
So
I knew that was coming.
get in there and do your thing, man. Like show what you can do. And I think Chicago, it's like the abyss, man. We talked about Washington being the abyss before, but yeah, Chicago is tough. And I don't know. I wouldn't want to play in Chicago.
I mean,
that.
You look at it this way too. I mean, you're drafting these quarterbacks that you're thrusting them. Yeah, like you said, Mike, you're thrusting them into something that they're not really, comfortable with yet and stuff. I mean, just like when Brett Favre was playing, Aaron Rodgers sat behind him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's been a few players that sat behind him. And then Aaron Rodgers at one point was the prime man, you know what I mean? Because he sat behind somebody that you do or you don't do, and you saw that and whatnot. And there's been quarterbacks like that. When you drafted somebody, sit them on the shelf. That's all. Sit them on the shelf. Let them learn the game for a year. You're not going anywhere if you throw somebody. Did we expect that did you expect that Chicago Bears are going to go to the playoffs because they started Caleb Williams? No, you didn't. Now all of a sudden you're probably taking a step back. Because he's probably frustrated, you know what I mean? And with all the coaches and all that stuff, it's just crazy, I mean, you may luck up. I mean, look at Bo Nix. Bo Nix started, the beginning of the season. He was bad, but when you get like Mike, what you were saying, when you get that coach, Sean Payton's a great coach. You know what I mean? And just like you said, Cliff Kingsbury is a good coach, good quarterback coach, and they do got a good head coach. But sometimes you just got to think, it's like, okay, do I want to trust this is my main man, and this is my future for the next 10, 15 years. Do I want to throw him in something like that? You know what I mean? So, let him sit back and let him learn the game.
Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith for a year.
Yeah, true.
They all knew that, Mahomes was probably way better than Alex Smith, but still, he took a year to learn. Yeah. Jordan Love, like you said, sat behind Aaron Rodgers, and now look where Love is when he came in and got his
shot. See, yeah.
So, I mean, that is how they used to do it back in the day, right? You used to draft guys, they sit on the shelf for 2-3 years behind your starter before, you threw them in there.
Yeah, Randall Cunningham sat behind Ron Jaworski. Michael Penix was supposed to sit behind Kirk Cousins, but you saw how that worked out.
Tom Brady was behind Drew Bledsoe to Drew Bledsoe.
That's another one. Yep.
But Mike, you might not gonna like what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. So when the RG3 experiment and Cousins, Mike Shanahan threw RG3, and then you come over to your guy Lance. Trevor. What's his name?
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance and Brock Purdy. Like you guys are talking about, it's the system. Well, that right there witnessed to me about the RG3 experiment that Mike Shanahan just threw him in the ground. And then did he give Trey Lance enough time to play?
Well, Trey Lance didn't have enough time to play in general because he kept getting hurt.
Okay.
But but it's a good point though. I mean, again, that's where you start throwing guys in that probably aren't really ready to play. And then that's where the politics gets into it. RG3 situation and with Trey Lance situation, there's the expectations. Oh, it's a first round pick. You got to play him because we've seen first round tricks come in and all of a sudden, have a successful season. So the expectation is like, oh, these guys are ready to play. But, I think what you're seeing more and more and more, finally is that the hype is just hype, and that you have to look at these guys and really look at what their resume, especially in college, says about what they are for the NFL. And if they haven't played a lot of college, if they haven't thrown the ball a lot, if there haven't been a lot of pressure situations, big games, all that kind of stuff, you can run all the tests and stuff you want. You can see how fast they can run or how they can jump and all that kind of stuff. They're not ready. And unless you got a strong coaching staff that can get them ready really quickly, you need to sit them on the shelf. Shanahan's not a quarterback coach. I mean, he's a good offensive coordinator, but he's never been a quarterback development kind of quarter guy. I've seen that. He needs a guy that's coming. That's why he wanted Jimmy G, because Jimmy G was already baked. Brock, he's been trying to develop. Brock kind of came in with some, abilities that, were far ahead of where he got drafted. But yeah, RG3, they were kind of like, oh, let's just craft the offense for him and throw him out there because the owner says we got to play him because we want the team to be exciting and make some money, But he wasn't really ready, But
you can make that argument, Mike, too, about Trevor Lawrence, right? Like Doug Peterson, Trevor Lawrence was thrown in there. Then Doug Peterson was supposed to be this quarterback coach, right?
Yeah.
And it just didn't pan out with him, Trevor Lawrence. They threw him into the dogs. So
yeah. I mean, I kind of like what they did with benching Bryce Young a little bit. I think they needed that. The kid didn't need to play. He needed to sit and learn that offense. And hell, even just sitting out for 2 weeks, you saw him immediately just get a little bit better.
He started his rookie. He started his rookie season, right, Mike?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah,
and they fired Frank Reich in the middle of the season. Again, instability, turmoil. You can't do these guys. And he's short, so he doesn't. So that'll help when you're 5 foot something.
Yeah, he's shorter than Kyler Murray, isn't he?
I think so. I think like 5'7". Yeah.
God. Well, it does when you got to look over those linemen, man. It does make a difference. But yeah, let's see what happens there, man. There's a lot of these guys just come out, and Trey Lance is a free agent actually after this year. We'll see what happens with him, but. The Niners gave up a lot for him. It wasn't just like they picked him in the first round. They traded up to get him.
Yeah. That's all that draft hype,
Yeah.
That's just not doing your homework and kind of listening to the draft people, because anyone who looked back at it now would have been like, Trey Lance threw 500 balls in college. That ain't nowhere enough, experience as an actual quarterback to come into the NFL and just all of a sudden light it up. It's not enough.
Yeah. Shout out to Hef. Good luck at work, Hef. We appreciate you tuning in. And we're actually about to wrap up. Any other guys you want to talk about, Trey, before we close this thing out?
Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
Who?
Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
Oh my God!
You want to hear? You want to hear
in the Super Bowl, Dre? Who they playing in the Super Bowl?
Philadelphia Eagles.
Wow.
You don't want to live that nightmare. You don't want to live that nightmare again. Come on now.
Jermaine, you missed in the beginning, man. They showed me nobody can stop Kansas City. Nobody can stop Kansas City. I just don't.
When
think
you have the refs and all that stuff,
I understand.
Games that this turn, you know what I mean? That could have turned the game around. When you have the refs on your side, man,
Hey, I understand the refs. All 8 lucky win games they had. I mean, it's just they're gonna give Andy Reid the third dynasty in history. 3 straight in NFL.
3
history.
Straight. Yeah, that's NFL history right there.
That would be sick. That our teams are the ones that lose to the Chiefs. Eagles and Niners are the losing in the Chiefs. That's disgusting. I would not. No, that shouldn't happen.
Eagles already lost to the Chiefs. They should have won
That's
that
what
game.
Niners lost too. Niners won too.
Niners should have won. Yeah.
All of us thinking like, damn, we should have won.
Trashberry on the call, man.
And Jermaine, another reason why it sold me because Andy Reid came in the locker room as Santa Claus. So at the end of the win.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, they're gonna win.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They look good.
They're getting healthy. They're getting healthy at the right time. You know what I mean?
Hollywood Brown is
Hollywood
Brown's back.
Big, and Pacheco, and
Yeah, Hollywood can stretch that field. Oh boy.
Kelsey doesn't really have to do anything now.
Then a rookie worthy. You know what I mean? He's the other one.
And Travis Kelce doesn't have to be the go-to guy no more.
Oh, Travis Kelce.
Travis Swift. Come on.
Yeah, Travis. I'm so sick of that. It's been going on for 2 years now with this nonsense, And I think he is going to retire, especially if they win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they win the Super Bowl.
No question.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they look good, man. They look like that team that
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
Sorry, Sal. That was my thoughts.
how they do it. I mean, they're 15-1.
I know.
It's
I know.
unbelievable.
It's crazy, isn't
You
it?
know.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, guys. Hopefully, somebody else will win it besides them. Maybe we'll figure something out. But it's going to have to be a blowout or something, so the refs can't.
Yeah, you
Right,
can't put it in the
yeah.
ref's hands. Yep, you cannot put it in the ref's
It's
hands.
like a
Yeah.
heavyweight fight, man. You gotta knock out the champ, otherwise the refs going to
Mhm.
give. You know,
Yep.
the judges are going to give it a split decision, or they're going to
They're gonna
waiver
give
it
it to
to
the
the champ.
Chiefs. Yeah.
Then is Mahomes the new GOAT if he wins? Here we go, another Tom
Oh my
Brady.
God. Yeah.
It's in the makings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right.
It's like playing in the Jordan era, right? You know, where the
Mhm.
teams are like, man, if he wasn't playing, we would have had so many rings by now, you know.
Well, that's what
Mhm.
happened.
like-
Remember, Mike
I
said
was-
when he came back, he said, "I tried to give you guys a chance to win it, but I guess I
Mhm.
got to come back and win 3 more."
Yep.
Yep.
Oh my
Trying to
God.
give you guys
Yeah.
a chance to win it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, shout out to everybody today who's watching our podcast. We appreciate you as always. If you are around tonight, you can check out the All Dressed Up podcast. We're doing our last one of the season at 9:00. You can find us on our YouTube channel, Enough Said Podcast, as Dre put up there. You can also email Jermaine, enoughsaidcrew@gmail.com. All your complaints go to him. Instagram, Enough Said Podcast, as you can see there on the screen. So we appreciate everybody. Check us out on our social media channels. Like us, retweet, follow us, whatever you want to do. We appreciate everybody who's listening.
Yes, sir.
And guys, we're going to be wrapping this thing up. It's only almost playoff time next week when we're joining you. So it's going quick, man. We got one more week after this, and then it's
Yep.
playoff time. So we're wrapping up here.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's
So
close to the end.
yeah. Well, enjoy the games, everybody, and we'll catch you next week at the usual
All
time
right,
at 11
everybody,
o'clock.
enjoy.
Take it easy. Yeah.
All right,
Later.
later.